The Oting Village Council issues clarification regarding their stand on the compensation. States the compensation will not be accepted until and unless the Indian armed forces are brought to justice. The Sovima Village Council pays tribute to the victims of Oting incident during their year-end general meeting. The most effective way to repeal AFSPA is to bring solution to the Naga political issues, SVC President opines. Business Association of Nagas acknowledges state government's date of implementing the Securitization and Reconstruction of Financial Assets and Enforcement of Security Interests Act 2002. The 13th Saramati Soccer Championship 2021 is underway at Pungro. Tournament to be held from 13th to 18th December 2021. The first Dimapur District Chess Championship is underway at Tourist Lodge, Dimapur. The championship will be held on December 13 and 14. Only Dimapur citizens are eligible to participate in the tournament. Central Board of School Education is going to award full marks for a controversial question. The notification has been issued in a circular by CBSE. Hello and welcome to Nltv English Primetime. I am Chiben Kung. These are the stories in detail. The Oting Village Council OVC on Sunday issued a clarification regarding their stand on the compensation. They said that they would not accept compensation until and unless the culprits of 21st Para Special Forces of the Indian Armed Forces are brought to justice before the Civil Court of Law and repealed Armed Forces Special Power Act 1958 from the entire northeastern region of India. The envelope containing an amount of rupees 18,30,000 was brought before the Village Council by Minister and Deputy Commissioner of Mon. However, the Village Council Oting stated that they assumed it as a token of love and gift from the Minister Paiwang Konyak. But later on, they came to know that the fact that it was an advanced payment of an ex-gratia from the state government for the victim's family and injured people. The Sovima Village Council on Monday paid a tribute to the victims of Oting incident by observing a 2-minute silence in their memory before holding its year-ending general meeting. SVC Chairman Sebastian Zumbu lamented the provisions of the Armed Forces Special Powers Act 1958, which empowers soldiers to shoot to kill any person on grounds of mere suspicion, and pointed out that Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act 1960 provides more safeguards to animals than AFSPA gives to the citizens of the country. He ruled that AFSPA is prevalent only in the states of Manipur and Nagaland, and Tirap, Changlang and Longting districts of Arunachal Pradesh, and a few police station jurisdictions in Assam, and asked why only these areas were targeted. He also lamented that a young soldier had to sacrifice his life in the incident while performing his duties. The silver lining of the unfortunate episode is that it has garnered massive support for repealing the infamous AFSPA from people all over the country, as I said. The chairman further stated that the most effective way to repeal the AFSPA or to amend it to make it more humane would be to bring an early solution to the protracted Naga political problem without any further delay. Continuance of such archaic laws shall do greatest disservice to the unity and emotional integrity of the country, since dastardly actions perpetrated under the guise of illogical laws will definitely alienate vast sections of the citizens of this great country. The National People's Party addressed a press conference on Monday at the party's office, Taiku Village, briefing about their visit to Oting Village. As the villagers mourned the death of their brothers in December 4th Oting firing incident, the NPP visited the village to ascertain facts about the fateful night. In the conference, the party president Andrew Ahodo alleged the security forces of misusing the AFSPA Act 1958. Furthermore, he demanded the repeal of AFSPA from Nagaland as well as from the entire Northeast.
this act has been here in Northeast, especially in Assam, Nagaland, Manipur, and some parts of Arunachal Pradesh, and of course in Jammu and Kashmir. Of course it's different, it's Jammu and Kashmir Act, Armed Forces Power Act. Here, the point that I'm trying to make is, I don't want to repeat the history in the Northeast, but everybody knows it. The security forces has been misusing this Armed Forces Special Power Act. Under this act, the security forces have committed thousands and thousands of extrajudicial killings in Northeast. They have burned down hundreds and hundreds of villages. They have used this act to commit sexual crime against a woman in Northeast, which has been gone unnoticed to the rest of the world. Many PILs have been filed against this act, and there are many commissions that have recommended the government of India to repeal this act. But still,
the Saramati Nixas Club is organizing its 13th Saramati Soccer Championship 2021 at the Pung Road local ground on Monday. The championship will commence from 13th till 18 December. The additional mission director NSR LMT Setatong Sangtam graced the event as special guest. In his speech, Tia Sangtam reminded players of their potentials and stressed on the importance of sports as it inculcates qualities of discipline, teamwork and responsibilities. Tia Sangtam encourages the players to keep in shape and not confine themselves and aim for bigger opportunities.
Football tournament if you look at the global football, few of the football legends, we have heard about the great football player Pelé, Diego Maradona, Lionel Messi, Stephen Gerrard, David Beckham, Cristiano Ronaldo, Kojura. The 1960s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and recent football player legends. Football tournament if you look at the global football, few of the football legends, we have heard about the great football player Pelé, Diego Maradona, Lionel Messi.
The first edition of Dimapur Chess Championship, organized by Dimapur District Chess Association in association with Nagaland Chess Association, has commenced at Tourist Lodge, Dimapur on Monday. Mukhaho Awomi, Joint Secretary of All India Chess Federation and Chess Instructor Government of Nagaland, graced the event as the chief guest. The two-day event will endorse a total of 33 participants and will culminate on December 14. Further, the district-level winners will compete in state level and then on further represent Nagaland in different state levels as well as internationals. The DDCA has organized this championship to promote chess in Nagaland.
Aims, our motive is to promote chess, and through the implementation of chess in school by All India Chess Federation, our All India Chess Federation Honorary Secretary Bharat Singh. So chess in school is now compulsory in all school to have chess in school. That's why with those things, our district chess association also, we are trying to tie up with schools and we'll be working on that. And Chess for Everyone projects also implementing that chess arbiters training, national organizers and chess coaching programs.
I will mix up and say, first of all, thanks for giving me this opportunity. And then, regarding this tournament, this is first Dimapur District Chess Championship. And then, those qualified to participate in this tournament is those players who are residing within Dimapur District. Only those persons are eligible. Now, regarding the chess scenario in Nagaland, we have improved a lot. The Nagaland Chess Association, under the dynamic leadership of Sri Nibakrono, he's doing very well with his team. Now, because of them only, we could able to form this first Dimapur District Chess Association. Not only Dimapur District Chess Association, but the other district also has formed, already launched the association, chess association. So, as our president has mentioned, we are trying.
Northeast Solo Dance Championship 2021 was organized by the Trio team, Dimapur, on Sunday, December 12 at St. Mary's Higher Secondary School Hall. The chief guest of the dance championship was Mrs. Annie Jane, chairperson Dimapur 24/7. The competition was divided into two categories, senior and junior. The senior category was won by Prakash Kurung from Lahorijan, Assam, and the junior category was won by Binita Chetri from Guwahati, Assam. The winners were categorized into first, second, and 5 consolations in both the categories. The judges of the event were Rup from Dimapur, Lam Grace from Kohima, and Thomas Pasumatre from Bogachan, Assam.
कार्बी आंगलोंग आसाम से हूँ, बोकाजान अमराजान से, और मुझे ये प्राइज़ मिलके बहुत अच्छा लगा। और आप लोग ऐसे प्यार दीजिए जिससे कि मैं और भी अच्छा करते जाऊँ और आगे भी और भी प्यार दीजिए। थैंक यू सो मच।
जितना तो बेसि ভাল লাগে किले मैं एक्सपेक्ट करि नाथाका ना किले यातेला सिनियर्स कन्टेस्ट खान बेसि टफ थाकिसे आरो ताकान बेसि
Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the first phase of the Kashi Vishwanath Dam in Varanasi on Monday. Notably, the project has been built at an estimated cost of around 339 crores and is spreading over 5 lakh square feet and connects the temple premises to the river Ganga, besides providing several facilities to devotees. Despite the COVID pandemic, the works of the project has been completed on schedule with 55 high-definition cameras, 4 Jimmy Jeeps and 1 huge drone. The national coverage of the event in Varanasi also looked equally monumental. Next year.
नमः पार्वती पते। और देश विदेश से इस अवसर के साक्षी बन रहे सभी श्रद्धालु साथीगण, काशी के सभी बंधुओं के साथ बाबा विश्वनाथ के चरणों में हम शीश नवावत है। माता अन्नपूर्णा के चरणन का बार बार वंदन करत है। अभी मैं बाबा के साथ साथ नगर कोतवाल काल भैरव जी के दर्शन करके ही आ रहा। देशवासियों के लिए उनका आशीर्वाद लेकर आ रहा। काशी में कुछ भी खास हो, कुछ भी नया हो, तो सबसे पहले उनसे पूछना आवश्यक है। मैं काशी के कोतवाल के चरणों में भी प्रणाम करता हूं।
A new luxurious supermarket called Food Kingdom with meat and essentials have been inaugurated at Fort Mile, Timapur on Monday. Joshua Su, while talking to Nltv, informed that the store was first set up in Kohima in the year 2017. However, due to some circumstances and the pandemic, they decided to shift the store to Timapur. Su further said that the store mainly focuses on providing superior quality pork meat. The Business Association of Nagas have acknowledged the state government's feat of implementing of the Securitization and Reconstruction of Financial Assets and Enforcement of Security Interests Act 2002. The BAN President L. Mungum Jamir and General Secretary Dr. Yan Muri in a press note stated that the implementation of SARFAESI Act was a perfect fit for the state businesses to recover from the impact of COVID-19 pandemic. Furthermore, BAN stated that with the implementation of the SARFAESI Act, the entrepreneurs in the state can sustain and expand their businesses and contribute towards employment generation and building the economy in the state. The association also assured to closely work with banks and financial institutions for the proper implementation of the Act. The contestants of Mr. Sumi 2021 had a meeting with the National People's Party President, Dr. Andrew Ahodo, on Monday at his residence. In the rendezvous, they discussed about social and political issues of Nagaland. The 9 contestants of the pageant who attended the meeting tabled their opinion on political, social and unemployment in the state.
And when it comes to our state particularly, again, we are very blessed because we don't have income tax, which saves a lot of our money, okay, to make us again leverage to have prosperity actually, okay. So at the end of the day, what I could see in the scenario of Nagaland is that I do not blame all in general, in total, but I also blame in many factors the center and the state, because we are not given equal opportunity in the sense that there is no particular industry, number one, okay. The hub is not, the industrial hub is not there. We don't have any good colleges, schools, I would say, looked after by the government or the center. We do not even have a good medical facilities also. People do think that tourism is the core of getting money. But tourism, if you have medical tourism, if you have educational tourism.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla paid their tribute to the security personnel who lost their lives in the 2001 Parliament attack on the occasion of its 20th anniversary. Notably, 20 years ago on December 5, heavily armed terrorists belonging to the terror group Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed stormed the Parliament complex in New Delhi and opened fire. Around 14 people, including security personnel and one civilian, were killed in the attack. The terror strike took place around 40 minutes after the parliament was adjourned and about 100 members were present in the meeting during the building. The Congress MPs from Punjab, who had been holding a protest at Delhi's Chandra Mandir for over a year in support of farmers, have announced the call of their protest on Monday at 1 p.m. The protesting MPs were Ravneet Singh Pitu, Jasbir Singh Gill and Gurjit Singh Aujla. The decision to call off protest came after Samyukta Kisan Morcha announced the suspension of their year-long agitation. Notably, farmers had been protesting against the farm laws on various borders of Delhi since November 26, 2020. According to sources, banks have written off rupees 2.02 lakh crore of bad loans in the fiscal ended March 2021 when the COVID-19 pandemic hit the country. Furthermore, the Reserve Bank of India has allowed banks to announce reliefs like loan moratorium for borrowers in the financial year 2020 to 2021. It was also reported that 5 banks led by SBI wrote off rupees 89,686 crores in the financial year 2020 to 21, with SBI accounting for 34,402 crores. As much as 10.72 lakh crore was written off by banks since financial year 2014 to 2015, RBI reported. Of the total write-off in 10 years, as much as rupees 10.72 lakh crore write-offs has happened since financial year 2014 to 2015 when the Narendra Modi government assumed power. This write-off aided banks to whitewash their bad loan portfolio. However, the banks have not disclosed the names of borrowers whose loans were written off so far. An FIR has been registered against Shiv Sena MP Sanjay Raut at Delhi's Mandawali police station under sections 509 and 500 of the IPC for his alleged objectionable remark against female BJP members. The FIR was lodged based on a woman BJP worker's complaint against the BJP leader at Delhi police station. Meanwhile, the MP retaliated, stating that the FIR has been registered against him with political motives to defame his party and meant to suppress his voice. He also defended that he's an MP and that is not right to encourage anyone to register false complaints against him.
पूछे बगैर कि क्या है, एक FIR दर्ज कर दी यूनियन टेरिटरी जहां देश के गृह मंत्रालय की सत्ता चलती है। उसका मतलब है ये पॉलिटिकल बदले की भावना से मेरे खिलाफ मेरा आवाज़ दबाने के लिए किया है। CBI, ED, इनकम टैक्स अब तक मेरे पास नहीं पहुंच सके क्योंकि मैं तो एक सीधा आदमी हूँ। वो ऐसे बहाने मुझे तकलीफ देने के लिए, मेरे पार्टी को बदनाम करने के लिए यह हथकंडे इस्तेमाल किए। ठीक है, कर रहे।
तो माँ विकास आघाड़ी में आप बात करते हैं, नवाब मलिक बात करते हैं, उन सब पे मामले रजिस्टर्ड हो।
वही तो है, मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि आप महाराष्ट्र में कुछ नहीं कर सकते, आप और एजेंसीज मेरे खिलाफ कोई बोल नहीं सकता, उंगली नहीं उठा सकता। तो ऐसे हथकंडे अपना कर जो केस या जो गुनाह, जो FIR दर्ज हो ही नहीं सकते।
India has finalized an air bubble agreement with Australia, which will allow all eligible passengers to travel between the two countries. Notably, a bilateral air bubble is a mechanism to resume flights between two nations with preconditions during the pandemic. As things stand, international flights remain suspended at least till 31st January. However, dedicated cargo flights and passenger flights under bilateral air bubble pacts will continue to operate. India currently has bilateral air bubble agreements with 33 countries, which include Afghanistan, Australia, Bahrain, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Canada, Ethiopia, Finland, France, Germany, Iraq, Japan, Kenya, Kuwait, Maldives, Mauritius, Nepal, Netherlands, Nigeria, Oman, Qatar, Russia, Rwanda, Singapore, Seychelles, Switzerland, Sri Lanka, Tanzania, the UAE, the UK, and the USA, Ukraine, and Uzbekistan. The second Open Amateur Badminton tournament was held on Monday at Dipupar B village. The tournament was organized by Dipupar B Au Youth Forum and held at Dipupar B Au Baptist Church compound. The special guest of the event was Toshi Lemdur, first-class contractor of Nagaland. The Open tournament was for all the 14 tribes of Nagaland residing in Dipupar B and not only confined to the Au tribes. Meanwhile, the categories were divided into men's double and mixed double. Notably, the first edition of the tournament started over in 2019. However, in 2020, due to the spread of the novel coronavirus, the tournament was cancelled.
Itu aji mohon Dipupar B Naga Youth Forum Gumbra organized badminton tournament. This is second time clear se. Especially first of all, I want to thank Nltv for the boost more encouragement is naze. And on top of that, being a village area, coming to this very particular tournament is a sort of encouragement to us. And also not only encouragement but also the other villages and the other areas can also see this. And the Nltv channel is doing a very, very yeoman job, and it is a pleasure that you could come and give live coverage to us also.
तो हम यहाँ लगा Dipupar B लगा Au Youth Forum लगा President Sir Tamsulong Kumar लो एक ताऊ कथा होती लो तो सर itu tournament लो पड़ता है कि कौन जाओ लो कोई
Thank you so much Nltv यहाँ amakan Dipupar B दी एकदम amateur छोटो tournament एक तरह Kole be apna kamra time dekina media coverage dekoni media ani media bishi khushi ba jane dia first of all yate amar Dipupar B do le Au Youth from 2014 May 30 amakan do establishment korse aro thaki na bachide amakan 2019 de amakan youth from bra amakan yate Dipupar B taka manu youngster kan lobide encourage korbo ni mede through sports grassroots level bra takambi ekta ektindu ledo.
Madhya Pradesh has witnessed over 6 instances of religious conversions of Hindu persons in a span of 1.5 months, triggering a controversy in different parts of the state. In all cases, Christian missionaries have been accused of conversion. Following a fresh episode, the Madhya Pradesh police claim to have arrested a couple in Barwani district for allegedly trying to lure tribal women to convert to Christianity. Those arrested for their alleged involvement in religious conversions have been identified as Anar Singh Jamre, 35, and his wife Lakshmi Jamre, 32, residents of Nawalpura village, the police said. Last month, the police in Madhya Pradesh had arrested 11 people, including 7 from Rajasthan and Gujarat, in 2 cases of religious conversion in Khargone and Chapua districts. The Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment is scheduled to launch a national helpline against atrocities on Monday to prevent atrocities on members of scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. According to a press release issued by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, the helpline will ensure proper implementation of the Scheduled Caste and the Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act 1989. The NHAA will be available round the clock on toll-free number 14566 across the country. It can be accessed by making a voice call or either from a mobile or landline number of any telecom operator across the country. Notably, the service will be available in Hindi, English, and the regional languages of the states and union territories. As per the release, the objective of the helpline is to build informed awareness about the provisions of the law that are aimed at ending discrimination and providing protection to all. In the wake of the controversy that surrounded a question being asked in the CBSE Class 10 English question paper, CBSE has announced that full marks will be awarded for the passage to all the students concerned. CBSE to award full marks for anti-women questions. CBSE issued a circular that full marks will be awarded. And the women questions asked in CBSE Class 10 English exam, CBSE decides to drop passage number 1 and its accompanying questions of Babel series. Different sections of society criticized the board for gender-biased passage.
The opportunity to speak. I wish to draw the attention of the government to the nationwide outrage regarding a shockingly regressive passage in the reading comprehension section of the Grade 10 Central Board of Secondary Education exam held on 11/12/2021. The passage contains atrocious statements such as, I quote,
Nltv English Primetime winds up here. This is Chiben Kung. Thank you for watching Nltv.